Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today, we're checking out another knife from Scar Blades. This is the Scar Falcon, is what we're looking at here today. This is a sweet blade. We're going to go do some field testing on it here in just a moment. Going to give you the basic specs, and we'll jump on into it, kind of fit and feel before we go out in the woods and test it out today. What we're looking at here is a knife that weighs 8 ounces. That's the knife itself, plus the kydex sheath. So it's a beefy little beast, to be sure. You got an actual cutting edge of 3 1/4 with an actual to the handle of 3 1/2. On the blade itself, which is nice, really nice delicate tip there, made out of 1095 high carbon steel, Rockwell hardness 58 along the edge, and then they say that they don't Rockwell hardness the back of the knife and the handle as much, which means that's a little bit more flexible, a little bit more durable, so it's supposed to hold an edge well, but still be durable and flexible enough. You got a hollow or saber grind. I really can't tell. It's really hard for me to tell on these Scar blades whether or not it's a saber grind or a hollow grind. I probably need to contact them and just ask them. I want to say this one is a hollow grind. I could be wrong. It's either hollow or saber, very shallow hollow if it is a hollow grind. But it's grinding at 30 degrees, which is a little wide for such a for such a little knife. They say at the Scar Blades website that they do that for chopping capability, and I would totally agree with that. And the Scar Blades, the rest of the knives that we tested out, the Little Hornet, the Grizzly, and the Crusader have done exceptionally well with that grind angle. This one wasn't necessarily all that sharp out of the box. I had to work with it a little bit. I got it to a doable edge, and if you really wanted to work on it, you could probably bring it in more to probably a 20 degree, in my opinion, would work better for a small blade like this, where you're not going to really necessarily do a lot of chopping. 3/16 of an inch thick spine, though. Really nice and thick. Again, that really delicate tip. They designed this, they say, for the outdoorsman, woodsman, mostly for filleting fish and opening your game is kind of what they design it for. Really nice micarta handle scales. An amazing just fit and feel of the knife. Great set of jimping along the back there. Really bites in your hand well. This has the gun coating on it that you can only get, as far as I know, off the Scar Blades website. It costs an extra $10 over just their normal coating, and it's held up really well. I have the Scar Blades Crusader, also has the gun coat on there, and it's, from what I have understood, they kind of infuse it to the steel of the knife. It's definitely not a spray-on, junky type of finish. Definitely better than any sort of K-Bar or Ontario Rat or Essie knife that I've had experience with. This gun coat definitely stays on, and you can see this is after all the using that I've done with it. It looks brand new, even though I have definitely used this knife, and you're about to see all the stuff that I've done. This is the final video that I've done after all the other tests. So lanyard hole back there, as you can see, amazing. I wear large size gloves, feels great in my hand, fits really well. Plenty of room to spare, even if I got nice thick gloves. If it's wintertime, and I'm skinning open my kill, I'm going to be able to grab this knife, and it's going to be very comfortable in my hand. Finally, the kydex sheath. All Scar Blades come with kydex sheaths. Really nice. Big belt loop back there with a flathead screwdriver that you can loosen a little bit, and you can rotate the sheath 360 degrees, so it's multi-directional. Really nice. You got a little drainage hole in there. Knife clicks into place. Boom, with authority. You got a slight rattle, but it's definitely not coming out no matter how hard you shake it, hold it upside down, whatever. It grabs the knife really well both here and here. Then you got a really awesome thumb ramp that you can get your thumb on right there. Boom, pulls right out, and you're ready to go. If you were going to have to use this in a fast, stabbing type of motion, you could definitely get it out very quickly. It's very easy to both put in and remove this Scar Blades Falcon from its amazing kydex sheath. And that's what I'm seeing with all these Scar Blades that we've tested out so far, and this definitely won't be the last, is that they basically come ready to go. You don't have to upgrade. A lot of knives, you have to upgrade. It's a great knife, but the sheath really sucks, or it's not quite the right size, or, it's just really a below par sheath, or maybe, the handle scales are kind of junky, and you have to upgrade the handle scales or get, aftermarket handle scales. This is, boom, you buy the knife, it's ready to go, there it is, and walk out the door with it and begin, kicking the crap out of this Scar Blades. So let's go ahead and jump on in the field testing, and then I'll give you my final thoughts after we've used and abuse this Scar Blades Falcon. So you can see as I use this Falcon, for outdoors type of use like this, carving wood, you know, that type of thing, it's going to really excel at. It's going to keep its edge for a very long period of time with that 30-degree grind angle. You know, it's not going to slice necessarily as well as some of the other knives on the market. Out of the box, it's not going to be necessarily the best slicer, but it is going to get these shavings really nice, and it feels way more comfortable than, say, like an SE3 or a Rat 3 or even the, you know, an Azula 2 or a BK14. Those type of knives, you know, are awesome, and they slice really well, but very uncomfortable to use in your hand, and they just fatigue your hand really quickly, and you get really tired of using the knife. This one, I can use it all day long. That jimping along the spine is awesome, feels very comfortable, and that handle with those awesome, nice, thick, heavy-duty handle scales just feel amazing in my hand, and I could do this all day long, not fatiguing my hand while I use this Falcon, and just feels very comfortable, and I wear large-size gloves, you know, so I got plenty of room to spare. So for comfortability and longevity of the knife before you have to resharpen it, it's really awesome. It's just not going to, you know, slice, you know, it's not like paper slicing capability thin and razor hair popping sharp out of the box. You can work with it, get at that if you want, but that's not really the way they designed it. That's not really how it's going to come out of the box. But you are going to be able to do this type of, you know, get your tinder going, whittling, carving, that type of thing very easily with the Falcon. So one thing I just want to show you really quick with this Falcon, for the hunters out there, they've designed this, I believe, really well for hunting. Again, I am not a hunter, but you know, I've seen hunting knives. I've watched people prepare. You know, my father-in-law is an avid hunter. Watched him, you know, prepare his game afterwards. And I know that for a lot of you out there, you like to grab your knife, put your kind of index finger up here, and do your slicing when you are opening up your game. And they really designed that Falcon really well for this, because with this kind of it's almost like a hook, kind of kicks back up a little bit. I can put my index finger right there, feels very comfortable. I can pinch the knife. They give you this kind of big blank area right here so you can pinch it really well. And then you can, you know, slice through and open up your game if that's how you like to prepare your game. And, you know, you're cutting open a squirrel or something, or a rabbit, or you are slicing open your deer or something like that. It feels very comfortable if I'm holding it in this kind of pinching, really controlled slicing in that huge amount of belly. I mean, that is ridiculous, the amount of belly that they give you. That is going to slice open any animal, I believe, that you could you know, come across, as well as the delicateness of that tip. You can see there, that is a very delicate tip, so it's going to really be able to get in there well. I wouldn't say this is necessarily, I mean, you could probably use this as a self-defense blade, but definitely not a stabber prior as a designated one. And they don't pitch it to you that way. They pitch it to you as a wilderness, you know, game process more type of knife. And that tip would definitely do well at that, but it is probably not worth, you know, I'm not even going to do a stabbing test into hard wood, just because I know if I did that and tried to start cranking on it side to side, it would probably snap and break. So, I mean, it's going to get into your animal to process very well. You know, if you're cutting open your food, you know, you're processing your food around the campsite, whatever, I mean, it's going to do a great job. But, yeah, it's definitely, that tip is necessarily not a stabber. Tommy, it's okay. Tommy, the trail dog, guard dog, alerting me to some creature's presence. But anyway, that I would say is a great skinner, slicer, and can be able to do those type of things well, just not necessarily your designated stabber or prior. So it took a little bit of effort for sure, but the overall weight with the Kydex sheath is 8 ounces, so I believe this comes in right around, I think it's 5.5 or 6 ounces for the knife. You can see there, I mean, that's a pretty good piece of wood right there. It can definitely do some light chopping. The handle is designed really well. It's got this really nice big hook right there, so it's not going to come flying out of your hand. You do a little pinky lanyard, you just stick your pinky right in through there. Now you got it. The knife's not going to come out, and you can really get that, you know, swinging motion in. I really like that. So I mean, it can basically do the type of chopping that, say, watch out, Tommy, a SOG Northwest Ranger would do. You know, your SOG Seal Pup, those lightweight blades. I mean, it's definitely not a designated chopper, but if you're out in the woods, you know, you're doing a hiking trip or whatever, and this is all you got, you can definitely do some minor chopping, and it's very comfortable, very easy to use, and it's going to be able to do that through that pretty hard wood right there. That's really dried out pine. that we just batoned earlier. It's going to be able to chop through that, you know, in probably about a minute without too much. I wasn't really exerting a lot of energy because it is definitely a heavy blade for the size of the knife. All right, so here's some just normal 550 paracord. We're going to see how the Falcon does with it. Not too bad. Now I will say, out of the box, you know, an SE3 or a Rat 3, and even I think probably the Little Hornet or the Grizzly by Scar Blades, just with this particular model, might not have been quite as sharp out of the box as some of those other ones. It's doing an okay job. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely cutting through it, but I definitely have to put some pretty good pressure on this 550 paracord to get it to go through. Yeah, you know, not an amazing slicer by any means when it comes to man-made materials, as you can see as I'm going through this 550. But it can definitely do the job, and if you want to work on it, you can definitely get it to that finer edge with 1095 because it's pretty easy to work with. So there's some cutting with the Falcon. All right, everybody, so in conclusion, the Scar Blades Falcon, in my opinion, is a good knife for exactly what they pitch it to you as. They pitch it to you as an outdoorsman's best friend, mostly for skinning and cleaning animals and game. And I would say that it really excels at that, particularly with the crazy amount of belly that you see, you know, the clip point design, the delicateness of that tip. I mean, it's going to do an amazing job for those type of tasks and for some small, just carving and whittling. Other than that, it's really, you know, I mean, that's what it excels at, and it doesn't really, it doesn't fit the bill for really any other type of uses. It is a great outdoorsman EDC, but not, I would say, a military EDC, you know, or around town, you know, tactical knife. It's just not what this Falcon is really designed as, and it's not really going to excel at that. You know, you're much better off with either a Grizzly by Scar Blades, the Little Hornet, or an SE3, Rat 3, you know, BK14. Those type of knives are just going to be slightly better for an encompassing EDC of all sorts of different types of tasks. So that's what the Scar Blades Falcon is really good at, is the outdoorsman's best friend, I would agree with, and not anyone else's best friend. I will say that it is an extremely just fun knife to use, extremely comfortable after all the testing and everything we've done. This is one of the best handles around. I mean, I just love how it feels, but it's really designed for the outdoorsman and nobody else. So if you're not really a hunter, you know, mountain man, the Falcon's probably not for you. If you are, then this Falcon is going to be your best friend. So I hope this has helped you out. Thanks for watching. Stay equipped, stay prepared. We'll see you out there.